Exactly 497 days ago on the autopsy after Topuria demoed Volk to earn the featherweight title, I said, we're dealing with a different beast here, I think. Ilia Topuria is the scariest fighter we've ever seen at 145. That was before he went and broke the most iron chin in MMA history when he put Max Holloway to sleep.
Still, he does it again! Ilia Topuria!
And last night, we watched this man move up to 155 and insta-freeze Charlie DuBronx. Dude was out cold on his feet before the left hook even landed.
No one has ever done it like that to Charles Oliveira.
Hey, dude is special. This dude is special.
Forget featherweight, Ilia Topuria is the scariest fighter in the UFC, period, right now. And who in the hell has ever had a run of 3 KOs better than this? In 16 months, he crumbled arguably the 2 greatest featherweights ever, one of whom had never been knocked down, never knocked out. Then he moves up to 155 and sends another legend and former champion to the upside down. People talked about what Mystic Mac did. Conor wishes he had a run like this of calling his shots. Ilia said first round KO, and he delivered that. All 3 of these were legit knockouts. No stopping because there wasn't intelligent defense, there wasn't intelligent life. If there were any questions about Ilia's size or ability to transfer what makes him special up to 155, I think we got all the answers we needed. And now that the man is here and champion, the UFC's premier division has some absolutely incredible matchups ahead.
You will never knock me out.
I'm going to submit to you.
You'll live.
Before we get to the baddie though, can we all agree that win, lose, or draw with JDM, we absolutely need to get Islam back at 155 to take on Topuria. It is one of the biggest fights you could make in the sport right now, and it would just be silly to deny us that. Do not deny us that, UFC. From the sounds of it, Makhachev is interested in potentially coming back to the division after his welterweight title fight, and honestly, why wouldn't he? Ilia is the hottest hand in the sport right now. That's to me the #1 fight I could get out of Topuria in a defense. The one I want to see happen the most, probably in the entire sport at the moment, really. The second fight I'd like to see for that title, and I really hate to say it because I'm usually not one for leaping over people or guys getting title shots just because a fight would be fun and not because they beat the next clear contender, but damn it, I want to see Paddy and Topuria.
How would that fight play out?
I'd finish him.
Which round?
I don't know.
I am so damn sorry, Armin. You won that title eliminator against Oliveira. You redeemed yourself by making champion weight this week as the backup. It sounds like you're mostly in the UFC's good graces again. You're absolutely a legitimate contender, and a title shot wouldn't be unwarranted. But I'm sorry, how could anybody not want to see Pimblett in there? I know he beat Mike Chandler, who hasn't had the best UFC run, but he looked better than ever. That's the type of win you should have over a Michael Chandler if you're a contender. And I mean, everybody's been wanting to see these two punch each other ever since that hotel incident, but now it feels legitimate. Like in our fights we want for 2023 video, we jokingly put these two on there for the meme of it, really, and look at the comments. Nobody ever thought that fight would actually be viable, and at the time, rightly so, but now I want to see that fight on the merits. It's not a joke anymore. Not to mention the build-up would be an absolute blast.
You little chorito, you fucking Spanish sausage.
I know Justin Gaethje is making claim to next in line, so there are certainly options.
I'm gonna fight again in the future. Has to be the champion.
But if I had my list of most wanted to least right now, it's Islam, Paddy, Gaethje, and then Armin. I'm so sorry, Armin. Any way you look at it though, Topuria and what's coming next is some of the most exciting stuff in the sport right now. How about flyweight getting a pretty big boost last night too though? It's amazing what the right narrative can do for a division. Let's be honest, while there have been some high points, 125 has struggled to capture the hearts and minds of the fans. And while Pantoja is clearly a great champion, the only champion at flyweight with more than 2 defenses besides Mighty Goat, but it's not as if the division itself or Alessandre, as incredibly gifted as he is, were setting the world on fire. But then we get Joshua Van and Brandon Royval having an all-time classic, one of the best the division has ever seen. Van takes a star turn, pulling that off outside the top 10 against the #1 guy just 3 weeks after his last fight. I mean, it's movie stuff. And so to have Pantoja win the way he did, further cementing his dominance, and now he has this young, hungry bulldozer of a contender as his next in line. I'm in. I want to see it. I can't wait. Having him step into the cage was such a great idea. Please do more of that, UFC. It was a fantastic way to build that narrative and do so when it was as hot as it was going to be. Speaking of, how great was it having Paddy in there with Ilia after the main event? Dana, what did you think?
Well, I don't know who the hell let him in there. That should have never happened. Let's start there. I was already back in my room, or that would have never happened. His wife and kid are in the octagon. You know, that's not the fight. It's just That's not really what we do.
We don't do that. Well, okay, I guess. I can think of a few times you did that, like when you let Bork Laser in there after Daniel Cormier became double champ. I'm sure he had loved ones in there. Not to mention, what a weird thing to happen without Dana's knowledge or consent. The guy really does feel more and more detached from the chain of command these days, doesn't he? He'd already left? Where was he going? What did he have to do in those last minutes of the show? Or was it that he just didn't care anymore? And was somebody in the truck telling Joe to get Paddy into the cage? If so, who? Or did Joe do it himself? A rogue Rogan? I would love to know what happened there, because Dana's explanation almost sounds like there was a no Paddy rule in place before the night even started. Interesting stuff, but that's just some castle intrigue, a topic for another time. Let's run down the numbers on this card and wrap things up with some awards. The 13th International Fight Week card saw just 11 fights with 3 KO, TKOs, 3 subs, 5 decisions, for a total cage time of 1 hour 44 minutes and 7 seconds, making it the shortest International Fight Week card ever. A single underdog won on the night. The rest were the favorites we expected. Pantoja getting that 3rd round sub to retain was a plus 950 outcome, one of the better bets you could have had on the night. Peyton Talbot improves to 4-1 in the UFC with his win over Felipe Lima. It also marks his first decision victory on the main roster up from the Contender Series, earning him our Lunch Pail Award because he showed up for work last night. Beneil Dariush cracked a 2-fight skid by nearly doubling up on Renato Moicano's significant strike output and tied RDA for the most takedowns on money with 5, also a career best on TDs for Dariush. Joshua Van won his 2nd fight in 3 weeks when he knocked off #1 Brandon Royval. His output this month: 4 knockdowns, 329 significant strikes, and 552 strikes thrown, earning Van our Sigma Grind Set Award. Also, Josh was born after 9/11, if that makes you feel some kind of way about how old you are. That was Pantoja's 5th rear naked choke victory in the UFC, his 2nd in back-to-back title defenses. Throw his neck crank in there, and 43% of the time when Alessandre wins, it's gonna be a submission and it's gonna be your neck. And finally, El Campeon, that was Topuria's 7th finish in 9 UFC fights. That was the first knockout loss for Charlie Olives since 2017 against Paul Felder, after which he started his meteoric rise to title contention. Unexpected fun fact, this is the first of Ilia's title fights where he landed more strikes than his opponent. Of course, you don't need to land more when you only need to land 1. And with that, another International Fight Week is in the books. I cannot thank my partner in crime, Max Randall, who edits these autopsies together enough. He works all through the night so you can get these first thing on Sunday when you're dying to talk about these cards. Please give him a follow and check out his kick-ass YouTube channel. Another big thanks to our channel members for their support. They make videos like this possible, so think about joining them if you're so inclined. There's exclusive content and one low price. Like and subscribe because we do these after every single pay-per-view event. Leave a comment or two giving your takes on everything 317. I love hearing them. I read all of them the first few days after we post, and sometimes I hop in there and chit-chat as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Enjoy your day.